Malacanang releases the president's 2017 key accomplishments Wednesday. The report says Philippine investigators have yet to solve more than 16,000 homicide cases as the war on drugs reaches its year-and-a-half mark. At least 16,355 homicide cases are still under investigation. The numbers are updated as of September 30, 2017. The data on homicide cases under investigation are lumped in together with data on fighting illegal drugs. This comes as the Philippine National Police or the PNP and the government come under fire for deaths linked to the drug war. Other real numbers data as provided by Malacanang include 79,193 anti-drug operations conducted from July 1, 2016 to November 27, 2017. 118,287 drug personalities arrested from July 1, 2016 to November 27, 2017. 1,308,078 surrenderers facilitated from July 1, 2016 to July 26, 2017. 3,967 drug personalities killed in anti-drug operations from July 1, 2016 to November 27, 2017. 18.92 billion in illegal drugs and drug paraphernalia seized from July 1, 2016 to November 27, 2017. And 4,747 barangays declared drug-free as of November 27, 2017. Real numbers is the government's campaign to clarify data on the war on drugs, allegedly because media was being erroneous in its reports. Malacanang says the data was culled from the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, the PNP, the National Bureau of Investigation, and the Bureau of Customs. President Rodrigo Duterte appoints former Customs Chief Nicanor Faeldon as Deputy Administrator of the Office of Civil Defense. Faeldon was forced to resign after a drug shipment scandal hit the Bureau of Customs during his watch. Malacanang releases Faeldon's appointment papers on Wednesday. Duterte signed it on December 22. Faeldon is still detained inside the Senate after he was cited in contempt for not appearing in a Blue Ribbon Committee investigation into the drugs shipment scandal. He has also been cleared of criminal charges. The Justice Department panel says they were constrained to dismiss the charges due to a defective and insufficient complaint filed by the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA. The former rebel soldier also faces a separate investigation into the shipment conducted by the Office of the Ombudsman. He also faces another graft and economic sabotage complaint filed against him by Senator Panfilo Lacson for rice smuggled through the port of Cagayan de Oro in March 2017. Albay Representative Edsel Lagman and other lawmakers filed a petition before the Supreme Court challenging the constitutionality of the one-year extension of martial law and of the suspension of the writ of habeas corpus in Mindanao Wednesday. Lagman and other petitioners asked the Supreme Court to issue a temporary restraining order or TRO to stop the implementation of the extension. Named respondents are Senate President Coco Pimentel, House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez, Executive Secretary Salvador Medaldea, Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, Budget Secretary Benjamin Jocno, and Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief Ray Guerrero. The petitioners cite the following grounds. There is no actual rebellion in Mindanao to justify the re-extension. Pimentel and Alvarez, supported by the supermajority in both chambers of Congress, unduly constricted deliberation and interpellation on the extension, allowing President Rodrigo Duterte's request for extension to be approved, quote, without basis and done with inordinate haste. Threats of violence and terrorism do not constitute a constitutional basis for extension of martial law because imminent danger has been deleted as a ground for imposing martial law under the 1987 Constitution. The re-extension of 1 full year defies the unequivocal intent and mandate of the Constitution of having a limited duration of martial law and its extension. The Constitution does not allow a series of extensions or re-extensions of a martial law proclamation, which may lead to extensions in perpetuity. The congressional grant of re-extension has no factual basis and is afflicted by grave abuse of discretion. The President, as Commander-in-Chief, has the power to call out the military to prevent and subdue lawlessness by remnants of terrorist groups without extending martial law and the suspension of the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus in Mindanao. Lagman in the petition also says rebellion or invasion is neither a state of mind or a state of fear and must be actual, not contingent. Two Reuters journalists were remanded in custody for another 2 weeks by a Myanmar court Wednesday, following their first public appearance since being arrested under a secrecy law that carries up to 14 years in jail. Walon and Kyoso U are Myanmar nationals, reporting for Reuters on a military-led crackdown on Rohingya Muslims. They were arrested after being invited to meet police for dinner on the outskirts of Yangon. They are yet to be charged by a court, but they face proceedings for allegedly possessing documents related to the army crackdown in Rakhine State, a highly sensitive issue in Myanmar. The UN says the army is likely guilty of ethnic cleansing of the Muslim minority. About 655,000 fled the country since the military launched a crackdown on Rohingya rebels in late August. Myanmar denies the allegation and has tightly controlled media and UN access to the conflict area. Myanmar officials refused to comment on whether the Reuters journalists were being detained or when they would be released. Reuters denies any wrongdoing on behalf of their reporters, defending their right to report on an issue of global significance. The journalists' arrest raised global alarm over vanishing press freedom in Myanmar, which is still reeling from a 50-year legacy of junta rule. The emerging democracy is now led by former activist Aung San Suu Kyi. An NBA last 2 minutes game report reviewing referees' calls released Tuesday said officials missed 2 late Kevin Durant fouls and another by LeBron James in a controversial finish Monday. Defending champion Golden State Warriors defeated Cleveland Cavaliers at 99-92 in a Christmas rematch of the past 3 NBA Finals. James complained about being fouled twice by Durant on late drives to the basket that were not whistled as violations, leading to the Warriors taking over the ball and the Cavaliers unable to reach the free throw line down the stretch. The league says Durant fouled James twice but was incorrectly not called for a violation. Durant dismissed any notion he had committed a foul. The league also said James should have been called for a foul on Golden State's Draymond Green with 33 seconds remaining, saying James held Green's arm and jersey, making him lose the chance to grab the rebound.